Okay. Hey guys, I think we're live. So I'm Dr. Woos. I am coming to you from Byte Wellness, bytewellness.com. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a family medicine physician, hence doctor in the title. I'm based in Chicago, and I created Byte Wellness to help Black women prevent and manage lifestyle related chronic conditions, specifically to learn how our habits and our exposures can minimize our risk as much as possible. And so we do that by providing wellness courses, usually delivered by text message. We also provide virtual wellness support, and uh, that's part of what I'm bringing to you today. So, like super timely information. We're going to be talking about your immune system. Yes, I know. When am I doing this? This is mid-December 2020. We are still very deep in the pandemic of COVID-19. We are experiencing national surges here in the US and have been for a few weeks and continue to grow. And we also just got a couple vaccines approved. So a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, but realistically, most of the public will not get these vaccines for another few months. So we still need to do all that we possibly can to protect ourselves. That's, the hand washing, the social distancing, the just avoiding contact generally, uh, and masking, of course. And so we need to do that, but then we also have to take responsibility for our own immune health so that if we do come in contact with COVID-19 or with other viruses, because let's be honest, it's flu season too. And then there are all these other common colds, all these other viruses that are common colds are flying around right now. So if we come into contact with a virus, we want to make sure that our immune system is as prepared as possible. So, in that vein, this is the perfect time to talk about immune health and what you can do to support it. But it's also really important to get out there the fact that there are a bunch of myths. There are a bunch of false claims on the internet right now. I'm sure you've seen them. I'm still baffled by how numerous they are and sort of how outlandish some of them are. But they're just a bunch of claims that, some product, some food, some vitamin or supplement can boost your immune system so high, like supercharge it through the roof, that you can prevent COVID-19 infection. You can prevent the flu. You can prevent other viruses. And the fact is, these claims are not scientifically possible. Hard stop, period. They just aren't. And so we'll get into why that is in just a second because, magical thinking, all for optimism, magical thinking does not win when it is so obviously contrary to the facts, right? We can win with facts. We can win with science as well as optimism. But if anything that I just said interests you, then go ahead and join our 14-day Lower the Load course. It's completely free. This is information that everyone needs to have. So for 14 days, you get 14 text messages, one a day, not 14 a day, but just one message a day, explaining how your immune system works and how you can eat, rest, and move your way towards a healthier version of your immune system, right? Reaching closer to your immune system's potential. Now, what I'm going to read to you comes from day 2 of this 14-day course. And if you want to just go ahead and sign up for the course now, the way to do that is just send me a text to 1224 302 6224. That's 1224 302 6224 and send the text COVID, COVID. That's going to get you enrolled in the course and you'll be starting within 24 hours. Now, let's go ahead to day 2 of that 14-day course. We're going to talk about myth busting, right? We're going to explore some of those myths about um, whether it's possible to boost your immune system and to what degree. So, the first myth we'll cover is this idea that you can always strengthen your immune system with supplements and healthy eating. Is that true or false? What do you think? Just yell it out in the audience. Okay. It turns out it's false because listen, there are plenty of things that you can do to support your immune system. Support is a very, very purposely chosen word, right? Um, you can't boost your immune system or supercharge your immune system indefinitely. Your immune system can only be boosted as high as its highest potential. It doesn't go higher than that, right? Everybody's immune system has a ceiling that's determined by a bunch of different factors, and we'll touch on those in a later video. Um, I also mentioned these factors in the blog post that I'm reading from, so you can go to the link in the notes if you want to see the full post and read more about what we just discussed. But look, everyone's immune system has this potential, has a ceiling, right? And you can't bust through that ceiling. It's not scientifically possible. It doesn't work. Um, on top of that, it's important to know that not everybody's ceiling is at A plus potential, right? So, think about sitting in math class when you were like 9. What is that, third grade? You're in math class. There was always that kid, might have been you, might not have been, who got A's on every single test, right? And then there was that kid who got D's on every single test. And the teacher might think that the kid getting A's on every test is working at the maximum of their potential. So maybe they're at 100% of their potential. They can't get any better, but maybe they can. Maybe they can actually get to an A plus every single time. Who knows? Like get that extra credit point every single time. But then the kid who's getting a D on every single test, the teacher might call up the mom and say, okay, little Susie is not really working up to her potential. She's getting D's. I think she can do better than that. The reality is, Susie can probably do better, but can Susie get A's? Is she going to realistically get A's on every test? Maybe Susie is like an ace in the hole in writing class, but she's not, she's just not really great at math. Maybe the girl who gets A's all the time isn't as great a writer, or maybe she is, who knows? But the point is that Susie might only be able to do as well as a C or a B in math class in third grade. Maybe that's the best that she's going to do. But look, getting a C or a B on her test is better than getting D's. It's a heck of a lot better. You'd rather that Susie work at her potential, 100% of her potential, right? Same thing goes for your immune system. You want your immune system to work at 100% of its potential, even if for all those factors that we list in the blog post that will be linked in the notes, even if your potential is not an A plus, you still want to be at 100% of whatever that potential is. Okay. I think we can all establish that, or we can all acknowledge that, all things being held equal, uh, working at a C as opposed to an F, uh, an immune system that's doing well enough to get like a C grade versus an F grade probably will provide more protection from invading microbes, bacteria, viruses, etc., compared to the immune system working at an F, right? So you always want to be just sort of as high as you possibly can be, but acknowledge that your highest high, your max, is not necessarily an A plus, right? And the supplements and the vitamins and the specific foods that people will try to sell you, telling you that you can turn your immune system into an A plus immune system, that's not necessarily scientifically possible. Okay, that's myth number one. We're going to get to myth number two in a second video. I don't want to keep your attention for too long, so hit up the comments if you have any questions or check the notes for the link to our blog post. Take care, guys. Oh, you can find us at bytewellness.com. Byte with a Y, Byte, wellness.com.